What's up, brothers and sisters? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. A wild week in the stock market with the Federal Reserve tanking the market on Wednesday, and then we having a slight rebound on Friday. Let's spend some time digging into the stock market, indexes, and what the game plan is for trading in the next week. And then after that, I'm going to be going into my watch list for tomorrow and a couple swing trades that I'm watching for the coming week if the market can hold. So let's first think about what happened on Wednesday, because the market was flying high. The Federal Reserve came in and made a slight policy change where they came out and said, hey, we are only anticipating now 2 rate cuts in 2025. They had previously been projecting more than that, and the market did not react well to it. We had a 20-point intraday drop on the QQQ, and we had around 4 or 5% also on the IWM. It was nasty and a big change in character in the markets. Now, we kind of needed that dump because we had been grinding higher for a long period of time, and so a little bit of a washout brings in fresh buyers and resets some charts. And I think we needed that because we had been getting so extended in so many names. And so now we've come back and retested our 50-day moving average, which has been about the bounce spot, for the market of recent. And so I think it's a good spot for us. We were long in a lot of stuff at the open on Friday as we tested into the 50-day moving average in the pre-market. And, the market held up pretty good. Now, we did have an end-of-day dump in the market, and my guess is that was due to options expiration. It was a triple witching on Friday. Weird stuff always happens end of day. Some stocks ramp up, some stocks just crater off. But I think Friday was a start. It was a positive start. Now we need to see follow through to make sure that the market is out of the woods. We just don't know yet, right? We really don't. And so we need some subsequent follow through, but it's a start. If you look at the SPY, we have very, very similar action. We came and undercut the 50-day moving average and then ripped back over, and we were a little bit closer. This was all sandwiched together a little bit more. But I think the good thing that happened on Friday was that the SPY remounted this old breakout spot, which it needed to do. And now we've got a little bit of upside on this thing. And we'll see kind of what happens now. There's still a lot of supply on top. And so I don't know if we're out of the woods yet. We need that confirmation. We could very well roll over, or we could ramp it back. Now, one thing that we know is that the trend has been hot for a long time. And anytime we've had these weird shakeouts, the market has been bought up. Anytime the market's looked ugly, the market has bought up. And so I want to give the benefit of the doubt to the bulls, but of course we'll adjust our plans as we see it. Let's dig into the watch list for tomorrow's. I think there's some good looking charts for the coming week. PLTR had a really nice gangbusters of a day. I think the news was they're getting added to the QQQ. So whether this follows through or not, who knows? But the chart itself here is right at a breakout spot. We did test into the 20-day moving average, which I think was important. It's got a good look to it. I think MSTR was very similar. We were playing this thing off the 50-day moving average bounce that was clean, right? You get an oversold bounce right into the 50. Really a lot of demand in this spot. So, both of these may follow through tomorrow. Let's keep them on watch. Beyond that, I think this APP has a nice look. We drifted down for a couple weeks, and now we're starting to remount into some channels here. And so if you see here, we kind of close right over the 20 SMA. I think we can kind of clear this spot. And if we look at more of an hourly chart, you can see I think 350 will be key. If it can kind of clear this 349, 350 zone, I think that kind of takes us back up into the upside, and we may have ourselves a little hoot nanny on it. Reddit tested down into the 20-day moving average. I like to see that. These kind of breakout retests. Now we've got a nice spot here that's setting up at 179, 180. It looks ready to party to me. Wedge pattern sitting on lemonade here. This one looks pretty powerful. It's just in a downtrend channel right now, but you had a nice candle to hold here. If it can come out of this, I would say about 43, we're going to get ourselves a little bit of a run. GEV, I'm watching this one for a potential swing. This was a hot name all year. We've spent now a month and some change just consolidating. You got a 358 breakout. If it looks like it's going to break out before that, if I see the sign where it can manage some risk, I'll probably take this one early. ASAN, look, this was an earnings move. Got to 28. Now we've had 4 down days in a row. I think a weak open on this tomorrow, especially if it tests into the 20-day moving average, we want to try to long this thing off that 20. Roblox tested into the 20 at the open on Friday. Boom. Coming back. This kind of rip and dip where it remounts to 9 is very, very powerful. Watch this thing for a breakout coming into the week. Dude, CCL had its earnings out and had a decent trend on it. I'm looking for a little upside on this. It actually moved 6% on Friday, so it's got enough range. It's got really, really good liquidity at 67 million shares. I'm a buyer of this one if it busts loose. And then AVGO, you got this big pop, pull back into the 9 EMA. Did have a weird dump into the close on Friday. I don't know if that's OPEX or not. I didn't see any news. We had an awesome trade on this, on some 0 DTEs on Friday. Man, I love to get all juicy with this thing again. And then, of course, we got Lulu, which is like this big pop. You got a nice pullback right into this. Boom, and you got a breakout setting up here. Pull back into 20, and then a breakout of this trend line, I think, sets this up. This is a nice retracement of this post-earnings. And, guys, there's a lot of stocks that are showing kind of similar patterns here. Tesla is also kind of sitting in the bone zone here, too. Watch this one if it kind of gaps down tomorrow, maybe off that 400 or something. That could be a good one. Otherwise, short list. A lot of these names can be flipped if we need to. You still got some weak stocks like, AMD and NVIDIA and stuff like that, we can take down if we need to. Otherwise, just take it easy. Let's make sure that the market comes to us. I will say, Meta's also sitting on the 50-day moving average too, anticipating a bounce on this. Nasty little dump on Friday, though, so we'll have to, take it with a grain of salt. Let it set up before you just step in front of it. It was really one of the only red stocks I had on my watch list on Friday, so also a little bit of a red flag, but it could be anything on these OPEX days. So, guys, stay clean, stay fun, stay fresh. I love you guys. Peace.